What is up, guys? Eric here from Real Film Reviews, bringing you another movie review, this time for the most recent DC Universe film, Shazam. Shazam is directed by David Sandberg and stars Zachary Levi with Mark Strong. It tells the story of a young boy named Billy Batson who is bounced around in sort of foster care and things like that, and when he eventually gets put with another new family, he's sort of forced into this family lifestyle that he wasn't used to ever before because he's always run away. But after doing a heroic act for one of his new siblings, he is then pulled into this wizard's weird sanctum, and there he is given the powers of their champion Shazam to stop the 7 deadly sins from destroying the world. Now, the first thing I have to mention about this movie, which I think is the best thing about it, is the tone of the film. This film feels completely disconnected from the other DC films. It takes place in the same universe. We are very aware of that through the storytelling and certain characters' interests in the movie, which I think is amazing. But I love the fact that this movie didn't have to place itself in some super serious, super dark story. It was so lighthearted and so fun and so enjoyable, I feel, for any audience throughout the whole movie that it opened up this entirely new audience to DC films with this. If they are able to go this way in the future, obviously other characters require darker storylines than Shazam because he's a 15-year-old boy. But other characters can still be lighthearted and fun. Their films don't all have to be super dark and dreary, and I think this movie showcased that wonderfully. All of the performances throughout the movie are really enjoyable. All of the child actors do a great job. I enjoy Mark Strong. I think he's honestly just an exceptionally good actor as a whole, and I think in this role he did as good as he possibly could with what he had. But by far, I think everyone who will see this movie will say, the show stealer is Zachary Levi. This guy is fantastic in this role. At no point did I ever say, oh, that's just Zachary Levi. Like, it literally was a 15-year-old boy as a buff, overpowered superhero, and it was amazing to watch in every scene. He gives amazing comedy throughout. His charisma is just electric in every single scene. He never feels like he's trying to be something that he isn't, which is a 15-year-old boy. And the fact that Zachary Levi was able to get that across so well was amazing. It's genuinely just amazing. I really think he deserves a ton of credit for this film because he's the best thing in it. Like I said, the tone is fantastic, but if we're talking actual filmmaking aspects of this film, Zachary Levi knocks it out of the park. And then I found this movie to be very funny. There are 2 specific jokes in it that stuck with me for a few days that I would think back on and think, wow, that was genuinely really clever and really hilarious to see in this movie. I thought they were great jokes. They were funny. Well, one of them was specifically funny for an older audience, but both jokes were just very, very well written and clever jokes that fit with the character and the story that we were seeing. And then alongside that, I found the action to be enjoyable. Sure, the movie's kind of CGI heavy because Shazam's a pretty CGI heavy character, but at no point did it look bad or pull me out of the film. It was honestly just fun, superhero-y CGI action, and I wasn't offended by it. It just wasn't the most impressive thing in the world. My issues with the movie, more or less, it's just kind of one overall issue, and it's that the whole story of the film is just okay. Like, Mark Strong does a good job with what he was given as the villain, but at no point do you really, like, truly hate him as a character, or, like, you just think he's the worst. He just kind of is fine, and the story outside of Zachary Levi as Shazam is just fine. A lot of it's kind of smaller, petty drama, and sure, there's obviously a big villain to fight, but I just feel that this whole movie, with its entire story, was just okay. Even if certain actors did a good job and things like that, the story itself never excelled past being just an alright base level superhero movie. And I think the thing with that is, that's okay. That's fine. DC can survive off of a film that's really, really character heavy, that maybe just has an alright story, because so far they've focused so heavily on making these crazy outlandish stories in their films that they've lacked on characters. And I think they're seeing that fault with Aquaman's changes and with this film now, that they're focusing in on the character. We have to care about the hero before we care about their story. And I think they did a good job with that. Even if the story of this movie is very bland and standard, it is an enjoyable 2-hour bubblegum flick that anyone can go watch. I'm gonna give Shazam a C+. This movie never tries to be something that it isn't. It's very aware of the tone and what it wants to be, and it nails it. It is the first ever, in my opinion, full-on family-friendly superhero film. It does everything that any family-friendly movie would do. It's got a sort of despicable villain that's a little spooky for kids, but maybe not too spooky. It's got an entertaining lead, and it's just got a lot of fun little comedy in it. And I think it works. I understand that this may not be the biggest superhero movie of all time or anyone's favorite of all time, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I had a lot of fun with it for the 2 hours that it was up on the screen, and I think just about anyone could enjoy this movie. Well guys, as always, I'm Eric. If you enjoyed this video, please do like, subscribe, comment down below what you thought of Shazam, share everything we do here on Real Film Reviews, and hope to see you guys later.